Hi there, my name is Kevin Wright. I'm from England. I'm living in Bali here. Look, I have to apologise, I haven't got a shirt on, but anyway, you're only going to see up to here. I haven't shaved, I've just woken up. And the reason I wanted to do this video immediately is because I had a thought that I was going to write down, but I thought I'd make a video of it. Because I was thinking of how to explain how I left my job 13 years ago, and I wanted to give you the insights and the thought patterns, and I found the answer of how to explain it. So I'm going to give you 3 steps in a minute, exactly how that you can leave your job. And if you do these 3 steps properly, you will be able to leave your job, you'll be able to get out and have control of your life again. So let me give you an explanation. 13 years ago it was when I left my job. 13 years ago, I am an ex-civil engineer. I used to work for a multinational company. I was in the Philippines at the time. I was paid good money. I had a house. I had a swimming pool. I was paid good money. But I was sick and tired of it. I didn't want to have this job. I didn't want to work for someone else. And it was difficult for me to find the time. I always said to myself, oh, I'll wait till after Christmas, I'll wait till after Easter, I'll wait until something happens, I'll wait until I had the promotion, and then after that, when whatever. And one day I was sitting at my desk, and I went to my boss and said, look, I'm going to file this leave. I want to have a holiday at this time. In fact, it was near Christmas time. I want to go home to England. And he said, no, I'm sorry. He said the senior management level have booked that holiday time for themselves and their family, and we want a manager, high management level person here, and that's you, and so you can't take your holiday at that time. And I went back to my desk, kind of accepted it, and then I stamped my fist on the table and I went, that's it. I've had enough. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of not having control of my life, of not being able to take the holidays when I want, of not being able to earn the amount of money that I really want, of not being able to choose when I get up in the morning, of not being able to travel where I want to travel when I want to travel. And so it was the thing that broke the camel's back. That was the decision. I made a decision that day that was enough, and I'm going to do something about it. Not next month, not tomorrow, right now. And I got into action immediately. I took action immediately, and well, long story short, within about 7 months, I was able to quit my job. So why was that? Why suddenly did that happen? I'm going to explain the mechanics of that in a second, but I want to tell you this. Why are there so many stories of people right at the bottom getting into riches than there are of people in the middle class getting to riches? Because if you understand this, then you'll know the mechanics as well, and all you need to do is take action. So let me explain that. People at the bottom, people who are desperate, they can't go any further down. Now, some of the people who are in this desperate situation of being in poverty, they say to themselves, okay, they have a poor poverty mindset. They say, look, I can't get out of this. My mother was poor, my father was poor, I'm not educated enough, this is my lot, this is my fate. And they stay there. But there's some that say, I've had enough, I've got to get out of this. And they've nothing to lose. There is no risk for them. You see, that's the difference. Helen Keller, if you don't know the lady, Google her. It's worth reading some of her stuff. Helen Keller, I remember once said, she felt sorry for the middle class, because the middle class have this nice little home, little car, little family. Maybe they don't have enough for a huge life, but they have enough enough money coming in to live, but not have enough money for a real life. And so she said, I feel sorry for those people because they'll never get out of that. Because they'll always be, after Christmas, after Easter, we're okay, we can still pay the bills, but they'll never be breaking through that because there's no reason for them to. The reason is not strong enough. And I'm going to show you how you can do that in a minute. But the people who are at the bottom already, there's no risk. To them, if they have that mindset of I've had enough, I can get out of this, and they go for it because there's no risk and they are at that situation. So is it pleasure that drives you, or is it pain? For me, it's the pain. It wasn't the big house or car or knowing that I'd be able to go travelling. It wasn't that. It was sick. I was being sick and tired of not able to do some things. It was the pain that pulled me out, that gave me that motivation and force, not the pleasure of having a better house, having a bigger car, having enough money to travel. It wasn't that was enabling me to give me that force to do it. It was, or the desire. It was the pain that pushed me rather than the pleasure that pulled me. The pain that pushes you is much stronger than the pleasure that pulls you. So, if you really want to get out of your job, and you're in a situation where you have a job, you may have a job right now, and maybe your wife is working as well, maybe you're living in a small house, or you're living in a house and you've got a car and you've got a family, and you're okay, you can pay the bills, but there's so much more you want to do. You're sick and tired maybe of coming back to a cramped house which can't be cleaned or managed well because your wife is at work. Maybe you're sick and tired of going into a restaurant and always ordering the salads because you haven't got enough for the whole family of main courses. Maybe it's the fact that you can't go on this wonderful holiday that you've always wanted to take your kids. Maybe you're sick and tired of having to get up for someone else's business and not your own business. Maybe you're sick and tired. Maybe there's many reasons. The step one of getting out of your job, you've got to find the pain. You've got to not focus on it, but you've got to find that pain that you now are so sick of, and you've got to make that a pain that is unbearable, and you finally say, that's it. You've got to make that decision. First, find the pain. Second, make the decision. And maybe you've got to talk to your wife about this, or talk to your husband about this, and discuss it and say, I'm sick and tired of not being able to put our kids through a better school. Or maybe let's take this one. Maybe you're sick and tired of coming to a home where it's cramped, and you can live with it, but you just don't want to live with it anymore. You come to a point where you say, there's got to be a point where you say, I've had enough. I am making that decision. This is it. And you can't say, well, after Christmas, after Easter. It's got to be right there and then, and you start planning. Because if you don't, you see, I believe that challenges are there to filter out the uncommitted or the non-committed. If everything was easy, if there was no challenges, I'll try this, and you get there and succeed. It doesn't work like that. The universe does not work like that, unfortunately. Or fortunately, actually. Challenges are there to filter out the non-committed. And that's why Helen Keller said, I feel sorry for the middle class. Because a middle class person will say, well, I've got a house, I've got a salary coming in. Okay, I don't like it. I want to be on my own. I want the freedom. I want to travel. I want to have a bigger house and all this. So I'll just try this and see if it works. And that is one of the worst things that has come into a parent's mouth, is saying to their child, try. And as long as you do your best, it's okay. Well, I'm sorry, it's not okay doing your best. It's not okay. Success comes with wanting it, with a desire, so that you'll do whatever it takes. Because a person at the bottom, if he says, well, I'll do my best, and fails, he'll go back to his wife and say, sorry, I did my best, but we don't have enough money to pay the bills this month. It's not doing your best, because doing your best and trying your best and thinking that's okay means you've left a door open to say, well, hey, I tried my best, and give myself a pat on the back, and yet you failed. No. Doing your best is not good enough, and that's the problem with the middle class. What they'll do is say, I'll try this. So they get online and they'll try something. That's too hard, so I won't bother with that one. Let's try another one. And they go to another one. And they try, and they're not 100% committed. I've just I've just been on the phone call yesterday with a guy who said, Kevin, I thought what I'd do is not upgrade, not get all the knowledge yet. I thought I'd make some money from this stage first, and then I will go to the next stage and get all the knowledge. And I said to him, that is the typical reason why you failed at all these MLM companies, because he's been in about 5 of them. And I said, that's the typical reason why, typical reason for failure is because I'll just do the minimum and see if I can have some success. Friends, that will never, ever meet success. I remember I was in a training with Tony Robbins on stage. And he said, he interviewed, there was a game going on, and he was given $1,000 prize, a very good prize. I'm not sure if it was $1,000, but let's say it was a $1,000 prize. And a lot of people wanted to get on this game. It was musical chairs. That's all it was. Sitting down when the music stopped, and there was one chair too little. The game. So he said to each one as he went round the team members, as the attendants, the participants, and he said, okay, would you like to win this $1,000? And the guy goes, yes, of course, I want to win this. And he said to him, well, do you think you're going to win? He said, I'm going to try my best. And he made a note of it. And he went around the next one. And virtually everyone said, I want to try my best. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this prize. I'm going to try my best. And there was one person that said, and he didn't realize what was going on. He said, this is mine. I'm going to get this prize. This is mine. And what do you think he was thinking? See, he has a different, when a person says, this is mine, this is my prize, I'm going to win, what do you think his thought pattern is? He starts to focus on strategies. He starts to have his creation juices starts to come out because he knows he's going to win. So his mind is already there, subconscious is working, his conscious is working, and he's focused on what strategies, what can I do? He's alert, everything. The people who say, I'm going to try to win, they're kind of more relaxed and not really focusing on how to be creative of getting to win the prize. See, if you leave that door open to walk out of and say, well, I tried my best, it's over. You failed already before you even get started. It's got to be 100% all in. I'm going to do this. This is it. To win. If you don't do that, you're going to be filtered out, because the challenges are there to filter out the non-committed. There's got to be a 100% desire. So the steps of getting out of your job, these are the most important steps. Number 1, find the pain that you can't stand anymore. Discuss it with your husband or wife. Find that pain, and make it the pain. Make it so that you're desperate about it. Make it so that you can't stand it any longer. You've got to get to that situation where you're not going to put up with it any longer, and it's broken the camel's back, and you say, the second step, we make a decision right now. This is it. We're making a decision to get all in and do it and get out of this situation. First, find the pain. Second, make the decision. And then just take action. Because even if you're taking action in the wrong route, the wrong vehicle, the wrong business or whatever, you will learn the skills, you'll find out, you'll adjust back on track, and you'll come back and you'll adjust. You'll learn and develop. You will learn and implement. You will make adjustments, and you will get on track for success. But you can't do that without a massive pain. Massive pain. I believe that massive pain to get out of something is much more forceful, much more motivating than the pull of pleasure. And if you can find that pain, if you can find that saying, I made this decision, I'm getting out of this, then you will be able to make it. And that's exactly what happened to me. And it's exactly what Helen Keller was talking about. Middle class are in a comfort zone. The disease of the mediocrity. The disease of average. Average means death. If you've got the same as everybody else, you're going to be either dead or dead broke by 65. That's the average. The average income in a country is very low. It's only the 1 or 2% that make it. Don't settle for average. Average is death. Good quality work is average results. Average is death. Average work is death. Good results means average results. Good work is average results. Excellent work is good results. Outstanding work is excellent results. So you've got to go one above. If you're average, you're dead. I remember walking across in the Philippines, walking around along the road, and there was all these stalls selling these food. You know, this pate, this satay, food, meat on a stick, basically. All the same. They all look the same. And there was one guy out there who said, "I'm going to be different," and he coloured his stall red, white, blue, and all these funny colours with balloons standing out, and he was the one that stood out. He had a crowd around his stall where everybody else was saying, "Well, he's lucky, isn't he?" No, he had gone above average. He did something that the average person wasn't doing, and that's what you've got to be like. So make it, pain, basically desperate. You've got to you're not going to stand it anymore. Make the decision and take action, guys. And don't take action with average mediocrity. Be all in and say, that's it. I'm going to do this. So I hope this has helped you. Sorry for the no shirt and the unshaven look, but I had to get this down on video. I wish you all the best. See you on the beaches. God bless. Click the link below, because this link is going to be your ticket to no job anymore. It's one I found online 6 months ago, and it has saved my life. I've been waiting online for 6 years. 6 years I've been waiting for the right vehicle to come online, and without all the technical stuff. Click below, you'll find out all about it, of how to get out of your job and take no prisoners. Okay, bye for now.